Good afternoon. I'm J.D. Mayo, currently the basketball coach at Nocona High School in Texas. For 38 years, I was the basketball coach in the Dallas ISD. My first 5 years was at Dallas Spruce High School. Then for 33 years, I was at Dallas Skyline High School as the head basketball coach. But I met Mr. Ziegler in the early 70s in my first teaching and coaching position at Dallas Spruce High School. I'd actually listened to a tape, and it was so exciting. He was so enthusiastic. It just really, it was a defining moment in my life. And I've had a few of those over the years. And I'll never forget the day I listened to the tape, and it just so inspired me. And I saw that he was from Dallas on the tape, had an address. And so it just occurred to me that if he inspired me, he could inspire my students and players. And so little did I know that, he was this very famous, internationally known motivational speaker. But I looked his phone number up in the telephone directory and called his office, and his secretary answered the phone. And I just expressed to her how he had inspired me, and I would love for him to speak to our students and players. And she said to me, well, he's overseas, and he won't be back for several weeks, and he's booked 2 years in advance. And I said, well, ma'am, I was hoping he could speak to my students and players real soon, because he just inspired me. He's helped change my life. And she also said to me that I think at the time he commanded about a 5-figure fee. And I assured her I had no money. I think I was making about $313 a month teaching back then. And she laughed. We had a good talk, and she was about to hang up, and I said, ma'am, you didn't get my phone number. So she chuckled, and she took my phone number, and I waited a few days and called her back, and I repeated those calls all several times over a period of a couple of weeks. And so at the end, I kind of thought, well, maybe I may not hear from Mr. Ziegler. But he had come in from his tour overseas, and he called me. He said, Coach, I understand that you've been trying to get in touch with me. I said, yes, sir, Mr. Ziegler. I certainly have. And he said, well, I have a day off next week. I'd love to come speak to your students and players. And so he did. And it was just a tremendous opportunity. I was such a rookie at the time. He should have spoken to the entire school. Most of it was just going over my head. And all I knew was that the man had inspired me. He had something special in his life, and he had shared it with me via the tape, and that I wanted to share it with others as well. And so for the past 40 years, I've been able to do a little bit of what Mr. Ziegler has done, and that is to speak to the lives of children at school and players, and also to speak at different organizations throughout Texas and some in the United States. And I've always appreciated so much what Mr. Ziegler has stood for. He's such a unique man. He delivers such a great message of hope and encouragement. Barnabas in the Bible was a great encourager, and I just so appreciate him so much. And the book that's now is written, Born to Win. I believe that's the name of it. It's just a great book, and it just continues his legacy. And his legacy is that he has changed lives of thousands and millions of people with all of his words that he's expressed. Words either encourage you or they discourage you. They either motivate you or demotivate you. And he's been the greatest motivational speaker that I've ever heard. And he's just been just an absolute godsend to me. I'll never forget that day. I got to meet him personally, and he spoke to our students at Dallas Spruce High School.